Flip Classroom 2A. Today's lesson starts on page 255. Once again, turn to page 255. The objective of today's lesson is to calculate some rates with fractions. To do this, we have two goals. We want to compare and contrast strategies for solving ratio/fraction problems, and we want to explain how to find unit rate. As a quick refresher, here's three things: ratios, fractions, and decimals. You can write a ratio in two different ways, with a colon in the middle, so 4 to 6. So for every 4 of one object, you have 6 of the other. Or you can write it with the actual word, so 40 to 60. Now these two ratios are what we call equivalent ratios. Equivalent ratios increase at the same rate. So right here, you notice that they're increasing by 10. 4 times 10 is 40, 6 times 10 is 60. And then another ratio is 12 to 4, just another example. Sometimes you want to find what we call the unit rate, the rate per one. So in this case, I would divide both numbers by 4 to get 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So the unit rate would be 3 to 1. At this, once you have the unit rate, you can find out how many depending on the amount. So if you want to know how many 7 batches it would have, you'd multiply both numbers by 7 if this was a recipe. Fractions, a quick fraction review. You have the numerator on top, denominator on bottom. When you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. So 4 times 3 gives you 12, 8 times 5 gives you 40. Now you could simplify this by dividing by 4 to get 3/10. And then when you divide fractions, you want to use the reciprocal, the flip method. So 4/8 divided by 2/6 becomes 4/8 times 6 over 2. 4 times 6 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16. If you want to simplify that, you get 3/2 or 1.5. Lastly, we have decimals. So decimals really are just fractions converted to decimals. So if you have 1/2, it really means 1 divided by 2, which is 0.5. Or 1/3 is 1 divided by 3, which is 0.3333. It'll go on forever and ever. And then another example is 2/4. 2 divided by 4 is 0.5. Remember, your 2 is going on the inside, and your 4 goes on the outside. And if you need more space, you put a decimal and then keep on adding zeros until there's no remainder. Now it's time for some practice. On a separate piece of paper, solve the following. Find two equivalent ratios for each ratio given below. 2 to 3, 4 to 10, 9 to 12. Remember what it means to be an equivalent ratio. Here are some possible solutions. For the first one, 2 to 3, I multiplied it by 2 to get 4 and 6. And then I multiplied the original by 4 to get 8 and 12. 4 to 10 times 2, and times 10. 9 to 12 times 2 times 3. 9 times 2 is 18. 12 times 2 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27. 12 times 3 is 36.